There you go. Hello.
Yeah. Yes, hello.
Hello, Patty the Jesus. Do you have me present?
Yeah, I'll mark you right now.
Thank you. I had to unmute my phone.
That's fine. So star 6 to meet yourself again. It is April 22nd, 2021. It is the full board meeting of Community Board 11 in the Bronx. And we have a quorum. We have 22 members present. And we do not have our Sergeant at Arms. There's an absence there. But if we can have a moment of silence for our fallen first responders, medical and military personnel, all victims of COVID-19, and all victims of racial unrest in the United States, I'd appreciate it. Moment of silence. Okay, Al, Chairman's report.
Yes.
Ferdinando?
Yeah, two things. Jeremy, did you contact those people for the nominating committee?
Yes, we did.
All right. You want to?
I have them on the agenda. They're right here.
Very good. It's good the way you did that, Jeremy. I'm impressed. All right. Just for the rest of the membership, Joanne Rubino will be the chair. We had Daisy Rodriguez and Joanne Terrange. They will be on nominating committee for the upcoming nominations for our elections. And the other thing I just wanted to mention is I spoke to Parks Department. I'm waiting for her to get back to me with a date and time. I asked if she would set up a date at Orchard Beach where I could have a Unity Day event where I'd like to bring together the different communities all at Orchard Beach. Our elected officials will be invited not to speak. We'll ask some of our pastors, our imams, our rabbis to say a few words. But I would like to bring all different communities, all ethnic groups together in one place. And I thought Orchard Beach would be a good venue because of the fact that parking was easy. And they have that big grandstand there so that we could have we could space according to guidelines by the state. And we can show people that we are together. The Bronx is together. We are unified. We're not a racist community. We're a all-inclusive community. And I'd like to show that to the rest of the people or whoever comes by and sees it. I think it's time that we come together rather than all I see is diversity. Every place I turn, everything I read is race related or looking to divide us as a people rather than unite us. So I came up with this idea for this Unity Day where we could all come together. I will talk to the different pastors, ask them to bring their flock so that we all can get together and just show people that the Bronx is all inclusive and we do really care about each other. And that's about the end of my report. If there are any questions about anything that I mentioned about the Unity Day. Okay, Jeremy, it's on you.
What date do you have a date planned? Because once after Memorial Day, it will be more packed, I'm assuming, by people using the beach.
Parks Department told me that they would get me a date before Memorial Day because Memorial Day, then the beach is packed. Hopefully it'll be Saturday or Sunday. She's working it out. She told me it was 99% sure. So I'm hoping I'm probably going faster than I should. I should wait until I get the definite okay, but I figured we were having a meeting today. The next time we have the meeting may be too late. So I'm just giving everybody a heads up. I would like everybody on the board, if possible, to come, bring their families, bring their friends. I'd like to have a nice turnout just to show unity in our community and show that we really do care about each other.
Al, maybe you can get some entertainment or people performing, which might bring people out also.
I just, I thought it'd be a good idea to do something different, rather than showing hate, show love. That's all. An idea. Hopefully it'll turn out.
All right.
Anything else?
All
right, Jeremy.
Okay. Let me just share the agenda again. Okay, Veronica, treasurer's report. I don't know if that was, I think you sent it to us. I don't know if we sent it out.
Hi, yeah, I sent it to the staff, so it should be sent out shortly. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to call me directly or email me, and I'll be happy to answer them.
Okay, is Hazel in yet?
Yes, I'm on.
Hazel's in?
She said she's
Is that her?
on.
Okay,
I'm on, Jeremy. I
Right, oh.
texted you and Chris to say that I was going to be a few minutes late, but I'm here.
that's Hazel or that's somebody else speaking? That sounds like Lisa.
It is Lisa.
Okay, I'm asking is Hazel in. Yeah. So.
All right, we can always go back.
Yeah, we can go back to the minutes. All right, let me go back to the agenda stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, so my report. So my March report was finally published. So the April one is coming. Two things I want to note. I'm trying to improve efficiency here. So if you look at the agenda here, motion to approve is not bolded because it was not approved of in committee. Anything approved in committee doesn't need a second, right? I think we all get that now, but just to make it easier to remember, if it was approved in committee, it's bolded the agenda. If it's not bolded, I'll just leave it as a motion there. And live streaming, I cannot live stream currently anymore. I don't know why. Every time I do, I get an error message. It says use Microsoft Edge. I do. I have to work on it. Anybody's really interested, I do get people that actually inquire about this stuff. So we'll save everything else to the end. Let's get through committee reports if we can. Leadership, AOB.
Hello, everybody. So we do have a motion. The reason why it came to leadership is because it's the Parks Department has a deadline. You need a letter of support or a letter of no objection from the community board in order to apply for a grant to renovate or some funding for a Zimmerman playground. So that's why it came up in leadership, because the Parks Committee did not meet. So I'm going to call for a motion to send a letter of no objection to New York City Parks Department regarding potential funding for Zimmerman Playground. Any discussion?
Yes, I just wanted to say, this is Lisa. I just want to say there were some members of the community who had shared some concerns at leadership, as well as through email, that this was a letter of, not a letter of support, but a letter of non-objection. And I did speak with Parks, and they are fine with this letter. They just want some kind of letter from us.
Jeremy,
Thank
can
you for
I
the
say something?
clarification.
Jeremy?
Lisa,
Jeremy, it's Edith.
Edith, go ahead.
Okay, I'm all for sending a letter of no objection. However, I do feel the members of the Parks Committee should have been notified one way or another what's going on. Because if not, we don't need a committee.
Yes, I agree. And I did try to get it out to you, but I didn't have everybody's email. Everything was happening really quickly, so I apologize. But that was my intent, to send it to the committee first, but everything just happened really, really fast. So my apologies to the committee for that. I only just became chair, so I'm still kind of getting used to the whole process.
All right, that was Lisa Soto. She is the new chair of the Parks Committee. So she did bring it to the leadership. Any further discussion? All right, any objections? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes. And that's it for leadership, Jeremy.
Okay, thank you, Yahe. Joe Thompson, Economic Development.
Yes, Hello, everybody. I've got a nice echo. I hope we can clear that up.
You sound
Anyway,
fine, Joe. Keep
listen
going.
to the first. Okay, we have no objections as a committee to Zemi 726 after the Atrium Hotel LLC. They have a residence in both of these locations. Do not have a stand-up bar, so they serve alcohol and well represented. Zemi and the Atrium have a A+ with the police. And let's see, we have a couple of more we have no objections to. The first one is Los Primos. That's 690 Allerton Avenue. Again, they have seating, no bar, no stand-up bar. And we have no objections to any of these. So our recommendation is that they be approved. And that takes care of those. So maybe I should make a motion on those three. So all in favor, or let's put it this way, any objection to these
So
three
just to
locations?
clarify for Joe, he's lumping together unless there's any objections. Zumi, Atrium Hotel, and Los Primos Restaurant. Or no objection to the State Liquor Authority. Go ahead,
Okay,
Joe.
no objections.
No, I have a
guess
question. What
we'll
are they
pass.
asking for?
What are they asking for? Liquor, wine, and beer.
And what did they have previously?
Well, most of them had liquor, wine, and beer.
So it's just a renewal.
Except Los Primos. Primos is fairly new. It's a restaurant, and they have a small area that's a bar.
Okay.
And it's a sit-down bar. The bar itself is about 6 feet and no chairs. So I make a motion that we send no objections to alcohol and beverage.
I second the motion, Joe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is Yahe. I'm abstaining.
I'm sorry.
Yahe's abstaining.
I didn't understand that.
He's abstaining, Joe.
Oh, okay. Yahe's abstaining for cause. Okay. Okay. Next is Oak Park venue.
Hold on, Joe.
Oh.
Did we
Oh,
call
let me
for
go back.
objections as well?
Let's go back. Forget that one. We'll talk about that one in a minute. The Golden Corral is in the metro.
Jeremy, you didn't take a vote even.
So, Joe,
We asked for no objections and nobody objected. So the motion was to send a letter of no objection to the SLA.
I had to mute everybody because there was too much static. Let me just check one other thing. I think, Joe, you're logged in twice. You are logged in twice. Joe, can you unmute yourself real quick? I want to boot one of the duplicates for you. Joe Thompson?
Okay, I'm muted.
Okay, I'm okay, let me boot one of them. So you should have no echo, Joe. So whereas one abstention, we should call for, that was for Zumi's Atrium Hotel and Los Primos Restaurant. I think we should ask if there are any other abstentions or objections. So we had one abstention from Yahe. Before we continue, Joe. Can you unmute yourself?
Jeremy, you had no objection. I think he asked if there were any objections. There weren't any.
There weren't any objections to those locations. I also want to put in the Golden Corral on 2375 East Tremont. And that, of course, is a large establishment. There is no sit-down bar. It's a dinner place. It's been operating for over a year. They have a very nice location. They have plenty of exits. They have a parking lot and a very nice clientele. So we had no objections to them at all. Do I hear any objections from the board?
Just so the board knows, their alteration is they had wine and beer. They're now asking to extend it to liquor, wine, and beer.
Thank you, hon. Thank you. So do we have any objections to this? Then the motion is that we send a letter of no objections to the SLA.
Yeah, you're abstaining?
Yes.
Okay, our next place is Kerbins. Now, Kerbins came back to us. I checked with the police department. I talked to the inspector. The inspector has no objection to them extending their hours from 3 to 4. Our board, our committee had no objections for them extending their hours either. We feel that due to the pandemic and most businesses are trying to get back on their feet, and then this place definitely needs the extra hours. So since the police have no objections and the committee had no objections, now I'll ask the board, is there anyone who objects to this Kerbins extending its hours from 3
I
o'clock
do.
to 4 o'clock?
I do.
That's Edith?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anyone else? Okay, so the motion is that we send a letter of no objections to the SLA.
So yeah,
We have one
abstaining.
objection.
Yeah, I was just waiting for him to finish. I'm gonna abstain on this one too, Joe. So show me as an abstention.
Okay, so 2 abstentions. The rest of the board is for it. So I guess the motion passes. Our next place, this one came in, it's Oak Park Venue 2, TOO. It's a brand new place. There was nobody there when we tried to visit. They did come, the owners did come into our meeting. And they had not filled out any paperwork, plus the fact that because of the location and because we did not see 2 means of egress, and it's surrounded by 2 buildings, we were very doubtful. So the idea is that we put that on the table, and Veronica and myself will take a look at it on Tuesday to see exactly what it looks like. And we'll have to wait. Also, they didn't fill out a lot of paperwork. Their paperwork, our required paperwork, was not filled out. So with those 2 things, we've deferred it until our next meeting and when we have more information. So our motion was to defer this until our next meeting after we get more information, after they fill out their paperwork. That's the motion. Do I have any objections to that motion? Okay, then I guess this passes also, and we'll of course meet again at our next meeting. And that's about all we've got. So I thank you very much for listening, and I'm glad you shared your opinions with us. That's the end of the report.
Thank you, Joe.
Oh, one last thing.
Nominate.
One last thing. Oh, I hope you didn't mute me. one last thing is that the Morris Park bid made a presentation. It was a very good presentation. They've got a staff, a well-trained staff, and their director is very capable. They came in with a slideshow, and they kind of showed us logistics of the entire area, the other themselves, the White Plains bid, Williams Bridge Road, and it kind of showed us what's going on with all of these locations as far as vacancies, as far as problems, and they also have been a part of Morris Park. They contributed to the lights on Morris Park, and they're looking to expand. They're looking to get as much information out to the public as possible. We offered our help, and anything that we could do to help them along, we would definitely do it. And Al, I think you can attest to that. They'll also be part of the Columbus Day Parade if you let them. So that's the end of our report.
Okay, thank you, Joe. So nominating elections committee, Joanne Rubino. And we need to take nominations from the floor for these two positions.
I am unmuted. Okay, so are there any we're looking for nominations for treasurer and also for sergeant at arms. So we'll start with treasurer. Are there any nominations from board members for treasurer? Can't hear you.
So Joanne called for nominations from the floor, from board members for treasurer of the board.
So
Would anyone
unmute
like to
yourself and come forward.
I would like to nominate Veronica if she's still interested in being treasurer.
I'll second that.
Okay,
Okay,
wonderful. Any other nominations for treasurer?
hold on, Joanne, we should ask Veronica if she accepts.
Oh, yes, this is true. Veronica, do you accept this nomination?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Okay. Accepted. Okay, now, that is closed for treasurer. Are there, oh, let's try. Are there any other nominations for treasurer? Okay, I guess there are no other nominations, so that will be closed. And the nominations are closed for treasurer. Now, are there any nominations for sergeant at arms? Please unmute yourself and let us know.
I think
I'd like to nominate Debbie.
Debbie? Ooh. Debbie Kowalik? Is Debbie Kowalik here?
Okay, see you then.
I think it
I
has
thought it was.
to be seconded.
Yeah. Anybody seconding this nomination?
Should I accept? I don't want to.
We hear you, Debbie, accept.
We can hear you whispering, Debbie.
Come on, Debbie.
I second it if no one seconds it yet.
I accept.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So are there any, Debbie, are there any other nominations for sergeant at arms? Well, the nominations are closed. Okay, I think that's it then. Wonderful.
The nominations will be open again in May. Final nominations will be open in May. So thank you very much, Joanne.
All right, thank you, Jeremy.
And Jeremy and Joanna, someone has to have been on the board for at least 2 years to be nominated. Is that correct?
I thought it's 1 year.
No, it's 2 years. Yeah, he's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Debbie's, I think we're good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're good.
Debbie-
We're good. No, just going forward, I just wasn't sure if it was still, if we changed the bylaws or not, but I guess they're still the same, 2 years.
Wonderful. Okay, great. Wonderful.
So
All right,
unless,
thank you.
all right, so moving on to health and social services and equity. Doral couldn't be here tonight, so so let's start with health anyway.
Well, if I may talk, we had a joint meeting on Monday, and doctors from Albert Einstein came and discussed all about COVID and really gave an informative presentation, which I think was taped and will be put on our website. Am I correct, Jeremy?
Yeah, so I'll upload it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to see it to believe it. They did really a phenomenal job. And it was very, very helpful. So that's,
Okay.
I'm leaving my report at that.
Okay, thank you very much, Sandy. Like I said, Durrell's
You're
not
welcome.
here.
Well, I'm sure he
Is-
would say the same thing. It was a joint meeting. And they answered a lot of questions. All right.
Thank you. Is Hazel in yet? Okay, not hearing from Hazel. We'll move on to the gallery. So who wants to play Sergeant at Arms and Timekeep tonight? Debbie Kolick?
Yeah, get a taste of what it's like, Debbie.
Maybe
All
I'll
right,
reconsider.
I got to try to get something together for the timekeep. Hold on a second.
I guess you could use your cell phone.
Okay.
Okay, so first up would be Phyllis Anastasio.
Hi. Well, basically what I was going to ask about was answered in an email today from Michael Ortiz. I'm just curious about which utility they're waiting on. Is it Con Ed? And if we can follow up with them, because there hasn't been any work done on Loretta Park since November. It's been sitting in the mess that they left it in. And when it rains, the rain just puddles up. And once the weather gets warmer, it's going to be a breeding ground for mosquitoes. So our kids are limited in space now. We don't have a lot of green space in the Morris Park area besides Pelham Parkway. And they took away the one flat area that the kids had to ride bikes, play ball, and roller skate. So if we can get that moving along, they tore it up and just left it there. So if maybe somebody can find out when they're going to hear from the utility, and if it's Con Ed, maybe somebody can light a fire under Con Ed.
I'm emailing as we speak. Thank you, Phyllis.
Thank you.
Okay, so unless there's anything else for Phyllis, we have Roxanne Delgado. I believe Ms. Delgado is, or
I have
wasn't?
a question. So when people make these requests, who has an obligation to do something? Because I feel like people make a lot of comments and or concerns, and I just feel like we listen to them, but I don't know if anything happens.
In this case with Phyllis, like she said, she got an answer earlier today. I forwarded it on to her. I'll ask about the utility company. She's not the only one that's been inquiring about this, and then our chairman can, if he wants to speak on this. Al, I know you and I spoke about this earlier. Loretto?
I spoke to Iris a number of times. I asked Jeremy to give her a call today. Phyllis is right. They tore it up and they left it there. The weather's been nice. They could have had this work done. They tell me it's going to be done by June. There's no way that's going to happen, especially by the way they're moving at this point. I will stay on top of Iris. She keeps telling me that there's it's paperwork and it's a snafu here and a snafu there and a million excuses. In the meantime, they've had this money for 5 years to build that park, for 5 years, and they're just starting now. The money's been allocated with, I think it was Jeff's money, Mark's money, borough president's money. And I think Ms. Fernandez also, I'm not sure, have given the money to get that park done a number of years ago. Well, I saw the renderings. I don't know, I know we have architects on the board. I'm sure it wouldn't take them that long to draw out a map of a baseball field. It took them almost a year to get that done. So, hopefully, I promise you, I will stay on top of it. I want to get that thing up and running. We have, Little League kids want to come in and play there. We have girls softball that want to come in. We got soccer, youth soccer leagues that want to come in there. All this can be arranged if the place is in working order. And as Phyllis mentioned, there's no place for the kids now to ride their bikes or skate. So I promise you, I will stay on top of it.
Jeremy, can I just add that from when I sent my first email, you have been in communication with me and you did respond to my emails. And thank you for that.
Phyllis. Okay. Who's next? Roxanne Delgado, right? Unless there's any other question. We can still see the agenda.
Yeah, you should move it up a little bit.
Oops, ooh, that's too quick. So I don't know if she's in the meeting any longer. We'll move to Diana Finch. Ms. Finch, are you in?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everyone. Just before my main point, I just wanted to add that I'm here on behalf of Bronx Park East Community Association, BPECA, and we fully support the federal funding request for Zimmerman Park. We had tried to get funds to improve the park through the participatory budget process under Richie Torres, but the amount needed was too high for the PB limits for the improvements. So we're very glad that we're getting the federal funding. The main problem I'm here about is a major traffic headache in the neighborhood, and we need your help. This affects Bronx Park East, Olinville, Barker, Thwaites, and Reese between Pelham Parkway North all the way up to Waring. And the problem is the intersection coming off Thwaites leading onto Boston Road. We badly, badly need a traffic agent because of all the construction around White Plains Road and Pelham Parkway and Boston Road and Pelham Parkway, which is where they have the traffic agents. The traffic backs up. Thwaites is now just one lane, even though it leads onto Boston Road, going straight across and also turning right. It's only one lane because there's construction on a building on one side of Thwaites, and they've built out fencing into the roadway to accommodate the construction. Oftentimes you can go through
30 seconds.
Before a car can get through the intersection, because people coming down Boston Road get stuck in the box in the middle of the intersection, and then it's just gridlock. I would have taken this to the Pelham Parkway Task Force meeting, but somehow those meetings have been ended, the monthly meetings that we used to have, and I'm not sure why. So I'm coming here to you tonight for this.
Time's up.
Traffic agent for this intersection, please.
We will look into it and get back to you. Unless there's anybody who has a question.
I had the question about what happened to the Pelham Parkway Task Force, which would have dealt with this before.
Oh, if we need to meet, we will meet.
You need to meet about the traffic agent, please, please, please.
If this issue necessitates a meeting, we'll meet. That's the current mode we're in. If your issue necessitates a meeting, we'll meet. Okay.
Okay, Bronx Park East Community Association, all the residents of this area request a meeting of the task force to deal with this traffic issue, which is temporary. Thank you.
Hello?
May I speak now?
Jeremy, it's Roxanne. Unmute her or whatever.
Yes, she's unmuted.
So are you able to hear me, you mean?
Yes, I hear you.
All right, because your district manager refuses to respond. And now that I mention him, I sent
I'm
many
giving you
emails.
your 2 minutes starting now.
Now
Thank
that I
you.
sent him many emails, he refuses to respond to my email. One of the latest email was that I wanted to speak at the full board gallery. And I sent that email way before the deadline, and that email was not responded. And when I checked last night's agenda, the March agenda was posted as an April agenda, so I was not able to check if my name was on the list. So I sent an email again today requesting why my name is not added to the agenda, and again, no response. So this is why I want this 36-hour deadline to be removed, because not only am I being denied a chance to speak at the full board gallery, but I received texts from 2 people today that he also ignored their emails request to speak at the full board gallery tonight. I don't think it's fair to create barriers from people to participate in the public community board meetings. And also, I also am upset with the 2-minute limit, because we really cannot address issues with 2-minute limits. And also, he removed me from the email list, and I made lots of complaints, as he knows, to Tom Lucania, the VP, because he has no right to remove me from the email list without notifying me first or without my consent. Again, this is his deliberate behavior to deny me access to community board meetings. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay.
Questions?
No
Comments?
response? Well, should that deadline be
Okay.
removed, because he's denying people from participating in tonight's meeting?
You have 30 seconds left.
It's a leadership issue.
Well, obviously you weren't denied if you were able to speak.
Well, because Yahe sent me an email 2 minutes before the meeting started. But I had to wait till 2 minutes before the meeting started to receive confirmation that my name was added to the list. So I had to wait till the last minute to receive response, even though I sent requests way before the deadline. And there's 2 other people who texted today.
Time's
and
up.
They were not able to participate in the meeting.
Yeah, there was some
Time's up.
miscommunication.
Any questions?
Yeah, there was some
Hey,
miscommunication.
Debbie, don't be rude.
We clarified the miscommunication, and referenced the 36-hour limit. We can discuss it at the leadership meeting in a smaller setting, and we'll
Okay.
see if we need to make an adjustment or not.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so unless there's anything else, that concludes the gallery. Let me go back to the agenda. We do have some elected official reps here.
Jeremy, I think Jesus in.
Okay, well, we'll come back to her. Let's move through. Is Mr. Lucania or Ish Gonzalez, I believe, is representing the Borough President's office tonight. Ish?
Hey, good evening, everyone. It's Ish Gonzalez from the Bronx Borough President's office. I hope you guys are doing well, staying safe. I have a quick couple of announcements here to you guys. Normally, the Bronx Borough President's monthly report would have been sent out early in the month, but this month there were some delays, so you should have received it sometime this week within a couple of days. So please take a look at that report. If you have any questions, any concerns about that report, just feel free to shoot me an email. My phone number is in the chat. You can feel free to reach out to me. Additionally, community board members that haven't received, that didn't submit their reappointment applications for this year, their term would have expired back on March 31st. So members that are no longer current serving members expired back in March 31st. Anyone that has submitted their reappointment application, just continue to serve until you receive your reappointment letter from our office. Additionally, any of the members, I know there's quite a few members that haven't taken their sexual harassment training. So if you haven't taken your sexual harassment training, please do that as soon as possible. If you already have taken it and haven't sent the certificate over to us, send that certificate over to us as soon as possible. And if you're having any issues, because I know there was a bunch of issues with DCAS and the links that were sent out to everyone's email addresses. Once again, just reach out to me. I'll reach out to DCAS. We'll get that new link sent over to you guys as soon as possible. Other than that, that's all I have for you guys at the moment. If you have any questions for me, I'll be here. Thank you.
Huge. So just remember, Debbie, you got to time the elected rep too. If you can, please. Councilmember Jani's office, Ardmere, I believe, is in.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. First and foremost, happy Earth Day. We had a wonderful park cleanup today on Pelham Parkway with community volunteers, the Parks Department, the NYPD 49th Precinct, and the Wildcats. So thank you to those who joined us today. We're still providing our weekly food distributions and rapid COVID-19 testing events throughout the area. We have testing events weekly this month. You will get your test results while you wait, so please stay tuned on social media for our dates and locations. Every Tuesday, those in need of food can come and pick up a food box from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on the corner of Astor Avenue and Boston Road. We're still offering and providing one-on-one free tax prep services to those who qualify with an income limit of $68,000. While our office is still closed, we will host these at the Morris Park Community Association. So for that, also, please call our office for an appointment. Our next pet food giveaway will be on Saturday, May 1st on Pelham Parkway South and Wallace Avenue between 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Please stop by with a shopping cart to pick up dog or cat food. As you know, we're still offering free virtual immigration services, free housing assistance, free legal services, social and senior services, constituent services, and much more. If you are eligible in need of a vaccine, having difficulty receiving one, please contact our office and we'll assist you with scheduling an appointment. Lastly, if you have any questions, please reach out to me or the office, and also check our social media for future events and happenings in the district. We're physically closed, but you can contact us Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thank you very much.
30 seconds.
What's happening?
Time's up. I don't know what's happening.
I finished with my announcements.
Jeremy, who's up next?
Yeah, sorry, I was talking. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
My mic, maybe I stayed muted. Sorry. I said, so no, I doubt there's anybody from Councilmember Felice's office, Councilmember Riley's office. Jamal, are you still in?
Hi, everyone. Hi. I'm very new to this community board meeting. I'm here along with my colleague, Cynthia Prisco. We're just here to join the party. Nice to meet you all. First, I'd like to say that we are finally starting to open our office hours, in-office hours, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 4. So if you need any constituent services, you can call us and set up an appointment, and we can take you in on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Tuesday and Thursdays are virtual. And tomorrow we are hosting a PPE giveaway with the office of Speaker Carl Hastie and Senator Jamal Bailey. We'll be giving away hand sanitizers, face shields, masks, etc. And that will be on the corner of Boston Road and Edson Avenue. Like I said, it was nice to meet you all, and thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jamal. Do we have anybody from the mayor's office? Unless there's any questions, the mayor's office next. If not, the mayor's office.
I'm happy to go for the mayor's office. How is everybody? This is Miguel
You're the mayor's
Rondon
office.
This is Miguel Rondon from the mayor's office. Hello, everybody. Happy Earth Day. Today there was a fun announcement from the mayor. Mayor de Blasio commits to 100% electric school bus fleets by 2035. That's the big Earth Day announcement. As you know, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I'll continue. As as we commit, as we see climate change happen, the city is committed to getting more and more greener. All right, just a couple of other things that I wanted to make mention of. It's never been easier to get vaccinated. Every New Yorker who is 16 plus is now eligible to get vaccinated. It's very easy on the nyc.gov/vaccine finder website. It's easier than it's ever been before. I've been on this website at least 3 days a week, making sure that there are appointments in the Bronx, and there are appointments in the Bronx. So feel free to go on the website or call 877-VAX4NYC in order to set up appointments to get vaccinated. Also, walk-ups are available for people over 50 years old. Walk-ups are at mass vaccination sites.
30 seconds.
You do not need to make an appointment. And also in-home vaccination returns, as the federal government is still investigating Johnson & Johnson for, out of an abundance of caution, making sure that it is safe. We are continuing New York City is continuing its homebound project in terms of getting folks vaccinated. And for that, you just have to visit nyc.gov/homebound.
Time's up.
All right, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miguel. So we have the Public Advocate's Office here.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. Terrence Miller here from the Public Advocate's Office. Just want to let you guys know that we're still doing our constituent services. So if anyone has any issues that they think the Public Advocate can assist them with, I will leave my email in the chat. But other than that, just want to say happy Earth Day, and hope everyone has a great evening.
Janice Walcott entering the meeting. Hi.
Let's go. Who's next?
I don't know if they can hear me. I don't know if they can hear me.
Jeremy, who next?
Sorry, my mic keeps, it's not working. So we can hear you, Janice.
You can hear me?
Christina, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Christina Calderon, DA's office.
Hello, CB11. I hope everyone is well. At the moment, we're in the midst of planning the gun buyback at the 40th precinct. Still in the works. We're looking for a location at the moment. Other than that, we attended several verdict events on Tuesday night, the night that the Derek Chauvin verdict was announced. There were several places within the 4-7, the 4-9, and all throughout the Bronx that hosted safe spaces for community members to come and speak should they need that safe space. So we attended several of those events. Other than that, there's no other announcements that I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. Just Destiny Cruz from Congressman Ocasio-Cortez's office.
Yes, I'm here. Can you folks hear me?
I'm clear.
Yes. Thank you. Well, good evening, members of Community Board 11. My name is Destiny Cruz, and I'm the field representative and constituent liaison. I'm from the office of Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. Just want to give you a quick community update. Last month, the Congresswoman hosted one of her town halls that is up on our YouTube page at Rep AOC. However, I do just want to let you all know that tomorrow, the Congresswoman will be hosting her monthly town hall for April, and she will cover the funeral assistance program that recently rolled out, as well as the reintroduction of the Green New Deal for public housing. A little bit more on that later. CB11 should have received this invitation. CB11 leadership, you folks should have received that, I believe on Saturday or Sunday. But if you don't have the link, I'll send that in the chat. On to some legislative updates. Over the past weeks, our office has been collecting proposals for community projects to be included in this year's appropriations package. The deadline to submit entries has now passed, and so we are going through a vetting process. And so each congressional member is allowed to submit 10 requests, which will be posted on our website by the end of this month with a summary of that request, an explanation for why it would be good for us, a good use of taxpayer funds, and a signed certification from the Congresswoman ensuring no financial interest in the project for herself and immediate family. If you have any questions, please feel free to
30 seconds.
Ooh, 30 seconds. Okay. Well, let's talk about the Green New Deal. Happy Earth Day, everyone. This week, the Congresswoman she reintroduced the Green New Deal for public housing, the Green New Deal for cities, and the Civilian Climate Corps. 3 components of this legislation that she dropped. And so if you folks would like additional details on that, I'm happy to share that with you. But just to round this all off, folks, tomorrow we are going to close our acceptance portion of the congressional.
Time's up.
Okay.
Question for Destiny.
Say that again.
I have a question for Destiny.
Hi, Christian.
Yeah, Destiny, are there any other updates you have that you were unallowed to say because you ran out of time?
Yeah, just a couple more. Thanks so much. Just wanted to let you all know more about the funeral assistance program. This is for the families of the victims of the COVID-19 pandemic. As of Monday, April 12th, those funds are available. It's up to $9,000 that you can get reimbursed if you've lost someone due to COVID and you paid for their funeral assistance, or excuse me, for their funeral arrangements. To apply, you must contact the FEMA hotline at 844-684-6333. Assistance is available in multiple languages. And finally, folks, as always, we are taking casework. You're welcome to call our office at 718-662-5970 or submit something through our website. And you can also always email me directly. I'll leave that information in the chat. Open to any additional other questions. Thank you, Christian.
Can you put the FEMA information in the chat, please?
Absolutely.
I have a question. Is there a reason why Ocasio supported the excluded workers bill in New York State?
What is the, you're saying a New York State piece of legislation? As opposed to a federal legislation?
It was a New York State legislation that she was pushing along with Biaggi.
So on the congressional side, we are not allowed to publicly endorse any state level legislation. So all that to say, that might have been done in the Congresswoman's personal capacity on her campaign side, which I cannot speak to.
I have a question for Destiny. Hi, Destiny. I know with the town hall, I had submitted a question. I wasn't able to jump on that. And can I submit the question to you to see if they get a response? Because I haven't gotten a response yet.
For the town hall tomorrow?
No, the one that was previously.
Yeah, so absolutely. For any questions that you have about a previous town hall, you're welcome to email me directly and I'm happy to share a response. However, if you did submit a question for the upcoming town hall, you will generally get a response, if not live by the Congresswoman, then by someone in our team the following week.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Jeremy, if there's no other questions for Destiny, Yahe had a question for the mayor's office, but he wasn't able to unmute himself.
Is he back?
Yahe, can you unmute yourself now? You may have to do it for him, Jeremy.
He had to step away, I know. He's unmuted.
He's in the chat. He says he's having an issue. But basically his question was a community resident. A community resident said he has a house in appointment on Monday for the J&J vaccine. Oh, he has an in-house appointment on Monday for the J&J vaccine, but I thought it was suspended for now. Are those appointments being rescheduled?
Miguel, are you still in? Miguel, hold on. I don't know, is he still in, ABC?
Can everyone hear me, or is the issue
Hear you
still
now.
there?
You. This is Emily from Senator Biaggi's office. I can answer that question if you don't mind.
Sure.
Every J&J vaccine is being replaced by either Pfizer or Moderna. So the person who's administering the vaccine will tell the constituent whether or not they're getting Pfizer or Moderna.
Yeah, it was just confusing because he let me hear the voicemail because he initially had the Johnson & Johnson. They canceled it. Then they called him yesterday morning and left him a voicemail saying he has an appointment for Monday for the Johnson & Johnson. And I'm like, okay, they canceled it 2 weeks ago. Now they started it again. We're not sure. So
No, they haven't started it, but you can send it to me and I can take a look at what's happening.
Yeah, there is some confusion there. I just wanted clarification from the mayor's office. And sorry about the issue, the mic issue. Apparently it's my camera. I unplugged it. Now I can speak. So I have a camera mic issue.
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Yes. Hello, this is Cecilia Smoker. I have a question for the funeral expenses. I was just wondering on caused by death, does it have to say COVID? Because most of them says natural causes.
Yeah, that's right. So
That affect-
oh, go ahead.
Does that affect the funeral expenses? Because I know you have to show a death certificate, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct. So as of right now, what our office knows is that FEMA, the city, and the state are working together to try to figure that out for New Yorkers. Right now, what FEMA has shared is that they can't change a blanket requirement to not include the COVID-19 components, and just for New York, right? So they're saying we can't just make this big change across the country for New York. And so right now, like I said, the city, state, and FEMA are having conversations to ensure that New Yorkers can apply. And they're doing that perhaps by having, folks call the medical professional who was with your family member last, and figuring out other supplements to verify the same information.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. So Emily from Biaggi's office, would you like to speak?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Emily Vasquez from Senator Biaggi's office. Just a quick announcement. Our office continues to listen to the concerns of constituents and work remotely and answer constituent questions online and through our calls and our emails. The budget passed, and so $2.4 billion for rental assistance was allocated. That includes up to 12 months of rent and utility arrears assistance, up to 3 months of rental assistance for eligible applicants who are rent burdened. Tenants or landlords may apply. $100 million state hardship fund to provide assistance to those above the 80% AMI qualification threshold. The budget also included money for public schools, and I believe that's going to be set out into 4 years. And in the first 2 years, 60% of that money has to be allocated to the schools. And so what that means that it's going to go through the foundation fund, through the foundation aid, and that will be allocated through there. It's a 3 years phase in. So I'm correcting myself. My apologies. The senator does support the Excluded Workers Fund. She supports all constituents, no matter their status. So there's that. Anyone who would like to reach me can reach me at vasquez@senatorbiaggi.com. That's all.
Okay.
And can she repeat that email address, please?
It's Vasquez, VASQUEZ, @senatorbiaggi.com. I can also put it in the chat if that's easier for you.
Thank you.
Senator Rivera's office, Caitlin.
Hi, everyone. This is Caitlin from Senator Rivera's office. I just have some quick
updates to share. In addition to what Emily mentioned about the state budget, I also wanted to note that it also included $800 million for Small Business Recovery Grant Program, and it also mandates all internet service providers to offer affordable high-speed internet to low-income customers. In addition to that, the senator has been doing a series of vaccine outreach events throughout the district. As a reminder, all New Yorkers over the age of 16 are now eligible, and I will also leave my information in the chat in case anyone needs to reach out. And I hope you all have a good night.
Thank you, Caitlin. Okay. So if you're not talking, please mute yourself, Sandy. So, see, Assembly Member Fernandez's office. Maria, are you in?
Yes, Jeremy. Sorry, just waiting for my video to. Hello, everyone. Happy Earth Day. This past weekend, Team Fernandez hosted a cleanup at Bronx Park East, and we collected over 800 pounds of garbage. Next week, we are hosting a pop-up vaccination site for our community at Christopher Columbus High School on Monday, April 26th from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. No appointments are needed. All New Yorkers 16 and over are eligible to receive the vaccine. We are working on trying to get more local vaccination sites here in the 80th. If you have any location suggestions, such as schools or houses of worship that you would like to offer the vaccine, please let our office know and we can work with you on that. If you are eligible and having trouble making a vaccine appointment, you can also reach out to our office. We are hosting a food giveaway next week with Senator Bailey and Councilman Dinowitz on Wednesday, April 28th from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Lexa Bar and Garden. We are continuing to offer COVID testing at our office. The May testing dates are Tuesday, May 4th and Tuesday, May 11th. From 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Appointments are preferred, however, walk-ins are available as well. The New York State Legislature passed the Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act, and this
30 seconds.
This monumental bill addresses criminal penalties and marijuana convictions, including expungement, prevents, reinvests tax revenue into Black and Brown communities, creates economic opportunities. And if you'd like to learn more details about this legislation, our office is hosting a webinar with the Bronx Assembly delegation next week, April 29th at 5 p.m. I will put the link to register for the Zoom after I finish talking. We are also in the works of hosting a budget town hall as well for anybody who'd like more specifics on that matter. I'm going to put my contact info in the chat section and let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you very much, Maria. We have any other electeds? Did I miss anybody?
Hi,
Otherwise,
everybody.
Jeremy, have a say
Yes.
for the elected
Mary Ellen.
officials.
Yep.
Hi, everybody. This is Marielle from the New York City Comptroller's Office. I have put my information on the chat. I just wanted to say hello to all. We're a little bit understaffed, so I'm like running around and I'm heading to another meeting. But my contact information, my contact information is in the chat. I would love to attend meetings. Al, I owe you one, and I'm coming to one of your Morris Park meetings soon. I recognize I couldn't make it. I will try to be there when I can, but I just wanted to say thank you to CB11 for all of the hard work that you all do. And I will see you all soon. And just wanted to also mention that you may have someone temporarily attending your meetings because I'm going to go on leave, but I will still try to make it to your meeting, Al, because you've invited me a couple times. So I need to make sure I do it as soon as possible. Thank you all.
Jeremy, I have a statement for our elected officials, our state elected officials. When we met after the bail reform, we met with our elected officials, our legislators, and we gave them our concerns about the bail reform, and they promised that we're going to go back and retweak it. I haven't heard a word since. So obviously all the meetings that we had with the elected officials and all the community leaders that met with them, and had questions about the bail reform. The people in this community are suffering because of this bail reform, because of recidivism and the turnstile justice system that the bail reform has started. They said they were going to revisit this, and I haven't heard a word about it. So I don't know if anybody has anything to add to that. I'd like to hear it.
Al, I'll add something. This is Yahe. The Public Safety Committee did a survey, and 66% of board members, that's 2/3 of the board members, did not agree with bail reform. Just stats there for FYI for everybody.
As well, as was mentioned at the meetings that we had with our elected officials, some reform needed to be done. We all agreed on that. But what's happened now, they just went overboard. They went, so far over that you have people being arrested 5 times with a gun violation. You want to get the guns off the street, for crying out loud. That's easy enough to do. But you can't let a person go after they've been arrested 5 times for possession of a loaded weapon, and you let them go because the bail reform says you have to let them out. How are you going to get the guns off the street? How do you do that without? Well, they said they were going to revisit it. Obviously, they didn't. Thank you. That's it.
Al, I'd like to add to that. With regards to the bail reform, there was a bit of an amended to the bail reform on July 2nd of last year. I think the amount of time for discovery was, there was more time added to that. There was more information as far as for judicial discretion. But to be quite honest, I haven't seen the effects of those amended rules. So I think it needs to be looked at again. I'm in agreement. So just wanted to let you know.
Thank you, Bernadette.
And I got somebody texted me asking about the survey. I don't know if you want to send that to me again, or I forget which meeting it was discussed. I could send that out to the board again for anybody who has questions about the survey. Okay. That aside, Ronell, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overlook you. You are on the agenda. Marielle was not, because last meeting she couldn't come to, and I forgot to put her back on.
All right.
Ronell, are you still there?
That's all right. Hi, my name is Ronell from State Senator Bailey's office. So, as mentioned, the state budget was passed. If you have any questions regarding the budget, you may email me. My email is in the chat. Also, the Senate and our office is continuing to focus on COVID recovery. And as mentioned by Mr. Yap earlier, we are having a PPE giveaway Friday, April 23rd from 2 to 4 p.m. at Boston Road and Edson Avenue. So if you know of anyone that's in need of PPE, please refer them to that event. Also, that was mentioned, was the food giveaway with Assemblywoman Natalia Fernandez and New York City Council Member Eric Dinowitz. We are having a food giveaway April 28th from 3 to 5 p.m. at Lexa Bar and Garden. That's located at 357 East 204th Street, Bronx, New York, 10467. And lastly, we have a autism awareness event that will be virtual. That is Wednesday, April 28th from 6 to 7 p.m. If you are interested in attending that virtual event, you may contact me you may contact me by email. My email is posted in the chat. Thank you.
30 seconds.
I'm finished.
Thank you very much, Ronell. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay. Now, did I miss any other electeds? I hope not. So in that case, we move on to old business.
Just remember, we have to go back to the minutes, right? Unless I missed
yes.
Hazel.
That's old business. Yes. Thank you, Yahe. So let me share. You want me to share the screen? Hold on. So, Secretary's report, Hazel.
Hi, everyone. Happy Earth Day. I'm so sorry that I'm late. I was having internet issues with T-Mobile. I'm going to make a motion to approve the March 2021 full board meeting minutes as distributed.
I second it. Yahe.
Any discussions? Anyone against? All in favor? I'm sorry.
Abstentions? So Hazel, if there's no objections or abstentions, I say it's approved unanimously, or that's what we've been doing.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Do we want to go back to housing at all?
I did have a housing meeting. Unfortunately, I was the only one there from my committee. So thank goodness we didn't have any motions or anything. But State Senator Biaggi made a presentation about a rent reform bill that passed budget. And as soon as we have more information, we're going to be blasting the whole community so that the people that have fallen behind in rent because of COVID will get funds and be protected from eviction. So as soon as we get that information, we will be sending it out to everybody. Thank you so much.
Hazel, anybody else old business? New business?
Yes, this is Lisa. I have new business / a little bit old business. I wanted to revisit the us switching the gallery sessions to after we conduct our reports and votes, as opposed to in the beginning of the meeting, which it was previously. This was brought up by a constituent at the end of leadership, and I know the reason we had moved it was to save on time and because we were having some quorum issues, but the constituent actually raised a point that I personally hadn't thought of, and that is the community should have an opportunity to speak on the agenda before we vote on things, because if we leave them to the end and we've already voted on things, then we're not taking what they're saying into consideration, and we are here to serve the community, so we should be listening to what they have to say on any potential votes that that we're taking. So I don't know if what the procedure is to change that, if I should just make a motion or if people want to discuss it.
I think we're going to bring that up at the leadership committee.
Okay.
And then we'll bring it up at our next meeting for a vote.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Al.
All right, Lisa.
All right. Jeremy,
Yeah, Sandy.
I know that Harriet sent out a reminder about the meeting tonight, but she didn't have a link in the reminder. I think it would be a good idea to put a link for the meeting when she sends out the reminder.
I mean, this is like probably the third or fourth reminder outside of, well, in addition to robocalls.
I know, but no, this wasn't the robocall. It was in an email.
The only reason I instructed Harry to send out an email is because I had a conversation with a board member around 5 o'clock, basically, where, you know, this wasn't, a member of the public also thought that we meet on the last Thursday of the month. That is not true, and historically it's never been true. Historically, we meet the fourth Thursday of the month. So if anybody has,
I just thought that in a lot of other meetings that I go to, they always send out a reminder with the link again. It's no big deal, but I think it
Mhm.
makes it easier for everyone.
Yeah, we will do our best to do that. I'm just
Okay.
explaining why it was done the way it was today. Because unfortunately, a handful of people didn't realize the meeting was tonight. And luckily they did because of the email. Okay.
I think that's an
Anything else?
understandable mix-up because this is not very many months have 5 Thursdays. So I think it typically does happen to fall on the last Thursday, but this month happens to have 5 Thursdays. So I think it's understandable.
Anything else?
Yes, Jeremy.
Brenda?
Yes, did you want to elaborate or have information out to everybody about the public hearing that's going to be happening on April 29th?
If you want. I mean, you're talking about the homeless shelter one?
Yes.
Yeah, so I did send out an email with the information. This is for Blondale Avenue. Luckily, my colleague it helps me out here. So I can pull it up, just bear with me. There's a public hearing on April 29th, Thursday, April 29th. So that's a week from today. And it's item number 26. It's in the email. If you need more information, please let staff know. It's about Blondale Avenue, the homeless shelter, 1374 Blondale.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Hey, Brenda.
Jeremy, we already sent an email to the distribution list.
I know. Debbie, you want to say something, Debbie Colick?
Yeah, on this, I was wondering if for the street naming for the gentleman Joe from the pizza place there, if they were doing a renaming anytime soon there.
That was something that was already approved by the board, right? Debbie?
Yes, it was approved, and I've just seen that a bunch of the places that were approved are currently having some of their ceremonies around this time for the renaming. So I was wondering if there was a timeline for this particular one.
That's a question for Ardmere. Ardmere, if you could.
Can I
inquire
answer
about-
that? Hello?
Oh, go ahead, Edie. Yep. Go ahead.
Do you hear me?
Yes, floor is yours.
Okay. I spoke to Mark Jonai regarding that, being the store is right downstairs. The city council has not yet approved it.
Do they typically notify the community board when they're doing these ceremonies?
I really don't know. I know they
Yes.
do notify the council person, and I'm assuming he would notify the community board.
Yeah, I would bet you money that Mark would notify us in this instance.
There is a big problem. Let me alert you to the problem. John, who is a survivor, the uncle of Joe, wants the street named John and Joe's. You cannot name the street John and Joe's because thank goodness John is still alive. They state that it can only be named after you're deceased. So there's a big problem there. Joe's children wanted Joe, and Joe wanted John and Joe. So I think there's a little thing going on there until we get an approval.
Yeah, you're right. Edith.
Jeremy.
Yep.
It's Ish. So I mean, I used to work in Mark's office, and I worked in city council office. So I used to deal with these issues all the time. So city council only votes on street co-namings twice a year. The next vote for it, had it not changed compared to the previous years, would be upcoming now in June. Like I said, if it wasn't changed, it should be now in June. As far as the actual ceremony, the councilman's office is the one that helps set up that, and they coordinate that with DOT because there's an application that the councilman's office, not specifically the councilman's office has to do it, but traditionally, the councilman's office will fill out that application and work in conjunction with the community members, the family of the deceased, to set that up for a specific date and time, just to streamline that process a little bit more compared to a family working with a city agency. And then you know how that goes. Sometimes things slip through the cracks. So to just give that extra power behind that ceremony, generally speaking, it would go through the councilman's office.
Okay, so can Ardmere find out what's going on particularly with it? Because others that were on the same docket have already been approved, and they're going to be having their naming this week, next week, and such.
So Debbie, now that Edith refreshed my memory, Edith is correct. That's the issue right now. There's an internal dispute.
I can chime in on that since I deal with this thing from our office. It was responded to us that there are issues, family issues. It's a dispute within the family. So it's up to them to decide either they want Joe only and the uncle. It's true whatever Edith say. So it's a matter, it's a family matter. Unless if they don't, if they don't resolve it, then probably it's going to be gathering dust.
So just to keep everyone up to date on that, if it was already voted on, it has to go up exactly how it was submitted on the document. So that if you guys want to relay that to the family, however they request it to be put up, that's how it's going to go. Even if you miss like the apostrophe, they're going to put it exactly how it is written into law, because these street code namings are voted on, so there are enacted into law. So if you have something, let's say, and you misspell it, I mean, of course, there might be some sort of leeway and try to get it adjusted. But generally speaking, if they say, let's say I put Ish and my family wants to have Israel, it's going to go up as Ish. It's not going to go up as Israel. So just keep that in mind and send that information and let the family know that exactly how they would like it reflected on the street corner. It has to be submitted in just that way.
I would think that was up to the councilman to straighten out with the family.
Of course, I mean, that's the easiest way to go about it, to be quite honest.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the easiest
You
way
know,
to go
I talk
about it,
to
and you
John
streamline
every
all of
day.
the information.
I'm telling you personally, I speak to John all the time about this sign, and this is what he relayed to me. He doesn't want it up there unless it says John and Joe's, and Joe's daughters are fighting. So this is going to be an issue.
All right, so one thing that's old business. So after we adjourn the meeting, I'm gonna call off names for people who maybe showed up late. I want to make sure I got you for attendance. So any other new business?
Just one other thing on the street naming on the 19th of May, they're naming the street for Danny Sestero. That was set. I think it's going to be around 12 noon. Just for your information. That's it.
Okay. Unless there's any other new business. Motion
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No against, no abstentions, unanimous.
Aye.
So meeting
Good night,
ends at
Jeremy.
8:28 p.m. Good night.
Everyone have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good night.
Jeremy.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, John Boy.
Jeremy, this is Junior.
Yep, okay,
Hello?
thank you, Junior. I got you, Junior. Yep, thank
Okay,
you.
I came in late through the internet.
That's right. You came in. That's the important thing. Not everybody did. Not
Okay,
everybody
thank
knows
you.
this. Is Tasneem in?
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you, Junior.
I didn't see her.
All right, bye-bye.
She is in?
No, I didn't see her.
Debbie, you saw her?
I thought I saw her. Hold on a second.
She texted in the chat that she's in.
Okay, Valerie Babb, did she join? Junior, I didn't know. Anybody else see Abel Francis, Rabbi Fuchs, Sylvia Mazzella?
Yes, Sylvia is in.
Sylvia Mazzella?
Yes.
Keith Ramsey?
Yes.
He was here.
Joanne, I got you now. Oral
Internet.
Selfridge?
I didn't see him.
Okay. Cecilia joined us. Janice joined us. Did Linda join us finally? I know she was trying to.
She did,
She was trying.
and then I saw her leave, but she did.
She did join, at least at some point. So, all right, so we're missing Oral, Rabbi, Averill, and Valerie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Jeremy, anyway,
Deborah.
can we, I could get a copy of the chat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to save it, but we're not allowed to. We're not able to save the chat. I was trying to.
No, I have it.
Screenshot it? You can screenshot it.
No, it scrolls up.
I always screenshot or I take a picture with my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I got complaints too about it. So, all right. So,
okay.
I'll get back to you.
All right. Thank you.
Chris, have a good, thanks again for your help, Chris, and have a good night.
Same to you.